Oh, yeah.
Is this the fourth topic? Have we stumbled upon
The
what the current meta is? Do the thing versus not do the thing?
Well...
Are we going to end this podcast with a good old-fashioned debate?
Okay, so...
Maybe?
Maybe? Topic 4, what is the current meta of Dragon Ball Super?
Well, I think we're going
to... Do the thing, not do the thing.
Well, if we're doing that, mine is...
His is going to get swayed fairly quickly after
Well, mine is...
Be a man!
Well, mine is, come Friday, I think it changes a decent amount. Because we're getting introduced to a new mechanic.
Banish your discard pile? Which is going to suck for my deck.
We're getting...
I'm supposed to discard my whole...
We're getting at least one.
That doesn't
Hopefully
matter.
the other 6 do.
My deck doesn't matter?
No, because you attack with your leader last. So you can do all the cool overrealm stuff and then just, like, you know,
Combo,
last.
I think.
You're right. You're right. I didn't come with one card on go on. You're like, alright, it left. See ya, Dad.
But, yeah, so, if I have to say what the meta is, towards the end of the Do the Thing, we're getting into the block series of Overwhelm, and I'd like to think that come Friday, that's when the 14 cards, 7 villain...
At time of recording.
At time of recording. Get revealed. I believe they come out the 26th, 28th?
They come out the 26th?
Pre-order at your local game store.
Cody, come on. Well, you ruined it.
Okay, I don't...
I'll fix it in post.
Are we about to cut stuff out?
No, absolutely not. I'm not doing all that work. Fuck that.
But you're still important to us.
Absolutely. The good people. So you're saying with these 14 new cards that the Do the Thing meta is going to be over?
Not necessarily over, but I think...
It's going to change into not do the thing?
Smaller packages.
Would you... Okay, so...
Smaller packages make new packages.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I slightly said, we out of the 7 villains, we know one does overwhelm.
An overrealm.
Realm. Which is a delve mechanic. That I don't know.
If you play Magic.
That I don't know what happens when you
And
pull Bloodlusted.
That's just banish.
Banish. Okay, so you can
Banish
play
X.
So this card is Banish 5, play it for 1.
Okay.
And then it KOs non-blockers, and then dies at the end of the turn and goes to your overrealm zone.
Which is the...
Exile.
Perfect.
I'm assuming, since we're going into that block, set 3, and the rest of the 6 cards in the villain box will also have that keyword, or play off of that keyword. So that's why I think we're towards the end of the Do the Thing, and we're getting into something new.
Yeah, return from a different dimension meta.
Think so?
I hope to God not.
Yeah, I do too. That is one of my favorite things about the other card game that I play. Is they don't touch RSG at all.
I would be surprised if there is not
There's going to bring
a draw mechanic, a special summon mechanic from that zone.
They do processing. So processing was the Rise of the Eldrazi mechanic, where you bring in from your exile to your graveyard for an effect.
That sounds really interesting. Or put it on like the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, something like that. That would be actually super. Zamasu would be
because
lit if that was real.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Take it from remove from game on the bottom. Like
yeah.
You'd have to do that 5 times to get 1 life back, and that's a really interesting way because I mean Zamasu didn't do anything in the original, did he?
No.
So that just increases the possibility of that deck existing
Well,
in the climate.
If there's anything that shovels your graveyard back into your deck, if there's any card like that, the game is immediately ruined. Because Zamasu can't really die. You'd have to kill him.
Well, like, it depends on how quickly he can do that. If he, over the course of the game, gets 5 cards back, and he just happens to be that 1 extra,
well,
like...
I'm just saying, if it's like a guy's blessing, that lets you shuffle your whole entire deck. You just play 2 of those, and you just have...
Oh, no, that sounds bannable.
I also think that since the hero one appears to be a fusion themed,
Mm-hmm.
so Overwhelm Fusion, I think we're leaving the Do the Thing, a more linear Do the Thing of play Bobbity blah 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 into a more
Package.
packaged meta. So almost back to set one.
Almost, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Because
set
Set
one.
one was do the thing, but it was more packaged do the thing.
I don't. Go ahead.
No.
So set one, I think, was more count the cards in your hand. That's what I think. I don't think set one had much of do the thing. I think it had to play. It was every deck that was like super good. You're either playing Champa aggro or you're playing super tempo. And then like every tempo deck, you had to play count the cards in your hand. So it's just like if you play objection in set one, you're probably not gonna be winning that game as easily unless if you do something with that extra mana. Which what you could do in set one was not as good as what you could do in set two. So it was like I have 10 cards to your 8 cards. I'm eventually going to win this game just based on card advantage.
That makes total sense.
That's how I felt set one was. That's why it was a mindset to never play those free 10k combo cards. Those things never left your hand as soon as you drew one. So like your mana, like energy and all that, you would never play one of those as energy. Now in set 2, now that you're in a more like focused like game plan kind of strategy, it's normally okay to play one of those.
So like the under green, it's the trunks.
Yeah, it's like
The 0+0 if you're at desperation.
It's
10K
like
draw card.
keep all your combo pieces, like keep all like your do the thing kind of stuff, or keep all like the cards that are actually going to swing the game correctly in your favor.
Yeah.
And like the only card that's just like not really fitting there very well is your 10k combo card. Yeah, I'd play it as energy, especially like in Mecha Frieza where I'd play it as my yellow energy if I want to keep like Cold Bloodlust or Crusher Ball up without paying life. I'm totally okay using that thing.
Mecha Frieza is my favorite hero in the game.
I can tell.
So super fair.
Your face
And
your
Crusher
face
Ball
glows.
and Cold Bloodlust make positive game experiences for
Your
everybody.
face glows every single time Mecha Frieza comes up. But where the meta I think is going, or where the meta is right now, is aggro is just blowing up. So blue-green Vegeta, that deck was just like super combo heavy, just casually played like Kales. So that guy was playing 7 cantrip cards, so Boos and bundle Gokus, and Kales to kill them off, and then eventually he was just gonna start chomping you to death, and just trying to just combo onto his leader and kill you.
Double
with
strike critical.
Yep.
Double Strike Critical.
Double
That's
strike
that's
critical.
pretty good.
Win the game.
It's alright.
That's pretty good. Okay, so Champa's a red card though. So he would just combo with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never mana, always combo, because it still does the same thing and it doesn't have any energy requirements.
Makes sense.
Now the one thing where I really want to see the game go
Mhm.
is cards that I want to see made is I want to see the cards that are only used as energy and have effects when they're played as energy.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Play this energy draw card.
That would be busted.
Yeah.
Play as energy, pay 1, draw a card would be
Even
a little bit
Scry
more fair.
abilities would be
Yeah, I
nice. Or
yeah.
Scry lands.
So things like Skylands,
Dual colored cards would be nice. I
Yeah.
don't think we'll get there until maybe set 4, set 5.
If they're already this early doing dual stuff, like what's the design look like?
you won't see gold cards I think until set 6.
They need to like really flesh out what all the colors do. Like
I think they made a bold statement on what all the colors do, like from set 1.
I think it's more of where the game is right now. Dual colors might not be the best.
I think it's super interesting as well that like at our locals, I would arguably say that you two and Ryan are the best players in locals.
And Ryan?
Yeah, I'd say Ryan. I think
I
Ryan
think
gives you guys a
Ryan.
solid run for your money. I think Ryan makes really interesting, fun decks that makes a really weird path for you to get through, and you have to really try at the game. I think Ryan's inherently good at deck building in this game, and I from what I've seen in other games as well, I think Ryan's fine at this game.
I think Ryan's really good.
But you guys do a lot of mind sharing, and Golden Frieza didn't, or not Golden Frieza, Mecha Frieza didn't win this event. I hate Mecha Frieza, and I think it might just be because I'm very pigeonholed in my shitty deck, and I just play YouTube the most.
I think you're right to hate Mecha Frieza.
Well, I mean, like, if Mecha Frieza was banned, I would still just be playing Ginyu at this rate.
Oh yeah? You think Cold Bloodlust and Crusher Ball are that powerful?
I really liked Ginyu.
Ginyu was a fair Mecha Frieza.
Okay.
You had to play a turn behind.
Sure. I'm totally down with that. I actually didn't... I felt like...
You didn't really play during that period.
I fought that Ginyu at locals last Sunday. And he was playing Crusher Ball and Crusher. Or
Cold Bloodlust.
Cold Bloodlust, what did I say? And I felt like it was actually a back and forth. Whenever I fought your Mecha Frieza deck and I luck sacked you and was really, really happy about it, it was because I didn't feel in control of that game at one point. Not at a single point did I feel... I put my guard up and went, I have to just wait for you to kill yourself and then hope that I draw. Hope that I have luck sacked. Because I had all 3 of the Enraging Gohans. All 3 of them were in my life. And so they weren't in the bottom of my deck. Of the top 8, you hit me and I pulled one up and I went, okay,
that's the best part.
I can breathe now. I'm not going to die. All of them, or maybe 2 of them, and I top decked the other one. Like, they were in the top 20 cards of my deck, for sure.
Incredible.
And so I had to play a card that I deliberately, when I made the deck, when I first made this Gohan deck, I looked at it and went, I have to play Father-Son Kamehameha because I keep getting fucked up by Cell, I keep getting fucked up by Buhan. And they're cheating them out too damn fast. Let me tap 1, kill your dude. I just don't want to deal with it. But just the counters is better. And I deliberately had 3 of those in the deck back when I made the deck originally, before I got your list. Because I was like, I can't deal with these cards any other way. And so, I don't know. I think him being in the format makes me go, I have to main board things, because if not, I just don't get to have fun. I can't play like a well-rounded game. I have to really main board towards this deck.
That's somewhat what our local area has become.
Which will make you a better player.
But I also think is a sign that it's kind of a problem if you're forcing people to not necessarily play the way they want to.
You ruin card design by making that leader. That leader needs to get banned.
Because I thought Cell was a problem. I still do think Cell is a problem. But Mecha Frieza is 100% banned with it.
I always feel like I can play around Cell. I never, because Cell just gets card advantage, but he doesn't have any crazy hand traps that are just effect Veiler. Skill drain your dude, tap it sideways so that the thing that you were going to do, the only hope of a pushback you had is to tap sideways, and I can now attack it and do 2 damage because of Miraculous Comeback Gohan.
So,
Boop.
if so everybody wants Cold Bloodlust to get banned. Mm-hmm. They say Mecha Frieza will be fine. Kind of no on that. Because if you do that with Cell, the unlosable game with playing Perfect Force Cell is turn 2 TN, turn 3 Perfect Force Cell. Because if you're able to do that, your card advantage just ramped up to literally infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
And you also just maybe -2, -3 your opponent at that rate.
Yeah. Maybe more if you've been giving them pot shots.
Yeah, especially if you're also attacking them. So Cell would be a problem without Cold Bloodlust. So I think Cold Bloodlust is a fine card where it's at, but just being able to playing it for free or paying it
without any interactions.
Paying it at the cost of 1 life is, I think, what made that card more of a problem. Because like when you're playing Tricolor Ginyu, that card was like a problem. You know, it was a thing you had to play around. It was a thing that was a huge bummer. But it kept Cell in check and in a fair way. But like now it's just Cell doesn't really have that great of a chance. I think the thing that makes Mecha Frieza better than every other deck though is the turn 1 objection plays.
Yeah, depending on whatever your package is, objection into your search card.
Turn 1 objection and not being in having more options of what card you get to play down because you're taking the 1 life is probably what makes that deck way more powerful. But the only problem is objection is just a dead card outside of like turns 1 through 3.
Are you excited with how the meta is going, since that is technically the topic of this episode?
Yeah. I mean, it went into an aggro meta. A lot of blue-green Gokus. Vegeta was up there. I think the tempo's kind of making a comeback. People are playing around Cold Bloodlust a lot better, and they're getting around that by attacking with their hero more often.
Yeah, that's what I have to do.
Yeah, that's like the thing. The hero-focused decks. That's where Further Destruction Champa is a lot better. That's how the Trunks aggro deck did so well, is that it's more focused around its leader of gaining card advantage, so you normally don't like get screwed over.
Yeah.
The thing that I was a bit kind of surprised at, I don't know how many people did. There was one deck I saw that was playing discard Frieza, but I don't know if he was playing Brawlies because I didn't look through the deck exactly. There was a cell absorption list that a Frieza deck was playing, which I thought I would have saw a little bit more of.
Because you could just
it's an uncold bloodlustable you discard
too. That's interesting. That's really cool.
It's also, if you do the math correctly, it puts you ahead of your opponent. Mostly like it's a +1 for you, and it's a +1 that you get to keep. That's like the biggest like strength of that card.
It's +1 they can't interact with.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so it puts you up a card that they can't interact with. Yeah,
Perfect.
But the thing is like no matter how much life they make you take or anything along those lines, they're never going to gain that card back. Like they're never going to plus a card on you unless if they make a hero attack that you don't make. That's the only time. That's the only way I think in this game, other than Princess Speed Vegeta, Mighty Mask, and Cell Absorption gets you +1 card some way or another, is by just raw attacking with your leader.
Any closing thoughts?
Well, 2 side notes, just because Cody brought them up.
Sure.
For the leader attacking comment that you made, we just sat down. I know one day, I want to say me, Jeff, I want to say you were there as well. We just sat down, looked at all the leaders that were out, and said, which ones do we attack, which ones do we take it slow, and just gave the most common deck, at least in our area at the time, because I don't think regionals were starting at that point.
Okay.
But we were just like, what do we attack? What's the general game plan that you go in with, solely based on leader? Because we talked about packages. There's definitely, you can narrow it down fairly quickly.
Sure.
And then the Mighty Mask comment, amazing card. Didn't necessarily hate it at the beginning. Over the course of the regionals, one of the best cards. Also, side note that goes with it, hero boxes that are leaked. Goten Trunks. Mighty Mask is a really good card, especially when you search it out. And they're the same levels.
And the picture is amazing. The 2 cards and doing the fusion. Oh, it's so sick. Oh man.
Search those out. Immediately play Gotenks. Draw 2 cards. Destroy something.
Yeah.
Pot of Greed's cool.
Pot of Greed's cool.
Pot of Greed's banned in the game. The one that it's made for.
I don't hate it. Mecha Frieza was a problem. I really liked the period, the Ginyu period, I guess, right before Mecha Frieza came out. I didn't necessarily have the issues with Cell, necessarily, that you might have experienced.
Well, I only have it because like the whole point of my deck is just to dirtle until you fuck up. And I'm supposed to have 80 cards in your hand, and you were supposed to try and kill me, and I go down to 4 cards and then go, oh, you can't deal with this, triple strike. You got in the danger zone.
I played against my fair share. Cell's fairly weak to Ghost Tanks. especially if they're only playing mono green.
Sure.
Without Sensu being.
Without Sensu being, that deck's really scary.
So my experience was a little bit different. I made sell lists for other people to play. I saw those, and the lists were pretty much no interaction, just live, and the leader itself will win you the game, more or less.
Just swing with Cell?
No.
No. So the first one I made was.
Because of the
leader itself.
The cycle draw.
The killing
Cycle and snap kill something.
and the cycling, you will go into perfect 4 cell. You don't need to play the androids because you can just play cell
Just
on
play
7.
Cell on 7.
Well, play cell on 7, play cell on 8 because at this point tapping out is not a good idea. It's never a good idea
Unless you're Frieza.
unless you're Frieza. You would then go into Broly. And then you would play Beerus, and then they lose their hand, and they lose their mana. And then the game's practically over. Can't really come back at that point. For a late game, and you have nothing. So I built a couple lists like that. Cody built some lists like that. Just really controlly. And then we went to the Ginyu portion of the meta, and I think that was a nice spot to be at.
I really like playing Ginyu. I went, 901 with Ginyu when I was playing Ginyu. Then Mega Frieza came out. Stop playing Ginyu.
With that, I'm going to bring this episode to a close. I'm not in love with a hyperbolic time shaper, so we'll put that as a placeholder here. Thank you for watching the content. What?
HTC.
HTC. Welcome to DBS University's HTC. Not in love. If you have any ideas for topics that you'd like us to discuss, you can leave them either in the comments down below. You can shoot the YouTube a direct message. I'm hoping to have Facebook up here relatively soon. I gotta get a logo and do all that bureaucratic bullshit with it. Ugh. And then you can also message people on Discord. I don't have a Discord. Not gonna get a Discord, but Cody loves trolling it.
Cody
So
loves
yeah, go see him on there.
Whis' training ground.
Whis' training ground?
Okay.
We'll table that. If you have any real ideas for the name of the show, we'd love to hear it. And with that, we'll have to figure out a sign-off, but stay alert, guys.
Fate.
See ya.